Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On Tuesday night's DWTS, did Lone Ranger Country's Jen Tran get the best end of the bargain? Many DWTs had one similar view following Oscars night. What then developed at that point? Jen Tran wants she had more ease from the adjudicators. The tango to Fergie, Q-Tip, and Goonrock's A Little Party Never Killed No One, All We Got, was performed by Jen Tran and Sasha Farber on Oscars night. Though the designated authorities rated her exhibition a 19-30, the audience looked enthralled. Albeit that is not a bad outcome for the subsequent week, fans might have anticipated better. Pasha Pashkoff and Tori Spelling, two eliminated opponents at the end of the night, scored similarly to them. Still, how does Jen see things? The folks who witnessed Oscars night on TV might review that Jen and Sasha had a musical mishap. Despite the fact that the track had all the earmarks of being excellent for watchers at home, the pair encountered trouble hearing it on the dance floor. However, it was extremely tough to move when you were unable to keep conscious of the music, Jen and Sasha endured. Since they were the main show of the evening, the sound professionals seemed to have corrected the problem before the final acts made such great presence. The score of the designated authority, by the by, did not reflect the musical conditions. In a post-episode interview with Us Week, the single-girl entertainer claimed that it slightly bothered her a few weeks later. Her sweetheart, by and by, gave her encouragement. She was simply, similar to, goodness, and I was so thrilled with her that I could never have minded supposing that they had given us one. That is a 10 in my book, Sasha informed the paper. Watch their exhibition here, then fill us in on your thought process. Regardless of whether the program on Tuesday night was a bit disappointing, Jen Tran comprehends she should stay centered. It's simply a question of going on endlessly, very much like I have all through my whole life. That is actually the mantra I lived by, Jen added the meeting. In this way, at that terrified time, I recently continued onward and did my best since I'm very great under tension. That I persisted on paying attention to the melody and completed it delights me. Sasha said that simply demonstrates how astounding of an entertainer she is and how astounding of an artist she is becoming. She left the exceedingly tough everyday practice without missing a solitary step. There was no music. She had no music playing since she joined the dance as the tune was beginning, and she maintained up with her tempo flawlessly without utilizing a tick track. What is your view regarding the Oscars night exhibitions? Did Jen Tran procure a greater grade? Post your own thoughts in the remarks area. Bachelor Country will send 2 candidates to Hitting the Dance Floor with the Stars, Season 33. Joey Graziadei of the Lone Ranger and Jen Tran of the Single Woman will go up against one another. They previously associated during Joey's season and headed out in various directions without further ado before main homes. What will their reactions be, presuming that they get down to business in the assembly hall? Joey Graziadei talks about her competition with Jen Tran. Unexpectedly, 2 unhitched male country pioneers will go head-to-head in DWTS history. Something like one unhitched male country major celebrity shows up in several seasons. 2 is a first for this field. While Joey is coordinated with Jenna Johnson, Jen is battling against Sasha Farber, a contestant from season 32. Luckily, it doesn't look like Jen Tran and Joey Graziadei are in dispute. In spite of the way that Joey normally partakes in a little cordial contention, she was essentially feeling better to see Jen. He raced to invite her when he learned out she would be enjoying in the season. Prior in the day, I saw her. She certainly showed up without a second to spare, although I actually got to welcome and embrace her, the 29-year-old let us know week by week. Like I said, we're only anxious to get this thing moving. Jen was slated for DWTS without a second to spare, as program's expert has lately revealed. Us Week by Week assures that she got the greeting swiftly following her devastating exit from the stage during the Single Girls season finale. A ton of watchers imagine that was the least ABC might have done, given how bad Jen's finale wound out. The single man star is anxious to return for this season. Connections on unhitched male country aren't often handled well by hitting the dance floor with the stars. However, Joey Graziadei accepts that he and Kelsey Anderson are suitably strong to confront any test. With respect to life partner, Joey stated, "She's been so steady. We're about to partake in this time together, and she truly pushed for me to do this. Really, it's great to take things carefully and wait. Without a shore, we shall appreciate Los Angeles and see this area for a limited period. I'm very excited about his abilities," Jenna, his sidekick, remarked. "He may not be an artist, but rather he has an exceptional aptitude to get things and is sufficiently canny to comprehend what I'm talking about. I'm especially psyched up for that." The lone wolf actor remarked, "My sister watches the show and she was trusting I planned to accompany Jenna. I accordingly couldn't hold back to discover that." Lately, Jenna Johnson has turned up in the finals on several times. Val Schwarkowski, her companion, is the continuous boss. Jenna is the person who can show Joey how to move. What are your expectations for Jen Tran and Joey Graziadei's exhibitions this year? Post your ideas in the remarks area. Jen Tran has not been doing great as of late. She struggled as the single girl also. Be that as it may, notwithstanding everything, one specific single-man country huge name has been her stone. Jen exposed the character of the individual who has upheld her the whole time. Since Jen has encountered a ton since shooting the episode, viewers feel horrible for her. Keep exploring to find out more. Commitment isn't fruitful. It isn't exactly the true that Devon Strader is the most loathed man in single guy country. He committed an error following their commitment. Devon was declaring his affection for Jen for the length of the show. He explained that she was the one individual he was there for. Yet, when they became drawn in, Devon started to detach himself. Then, via telephone, he contacted to break their commitment. He began following Maria Jorgas on Instagram the next day. Fans started to accept Devon was participating for some unacceptable reasons thus. Jen Tran has been a stone during this whole journey. She distinguished the individual. Wow, it's valid. During this period, Rachel Recchia has been my stone. No other person is as cognizant of this circumstance as Rachel is. She has encountered something similar, and she has felt each feeling I'm having. I feel a lot more approved and less alone in light of her. Rachel Recchia seems to have been her staple of aid during this disaster. Fans are delighted that Jen has a conversation accomplice and somebody to connect with. Via virtual entertainment, Rachel has likewise been assisting Jen. Rachel was likewise much of the time noticed crying all through the last episode. She loathed Jen for being injured so badly. Fans, however, are happy for both of them as a terrific companionship has come about because of this. Watchers know that Jen will ultimately meet the individual she is destined to be with. Rachel Recchia seems to have been Jen Tran's staple of aid during this experience. Via web-based entertainment, audiences have likewise seen her defending Jen. Fans appreciate Rachel's help of Jen. A huge number of Jen's companions are contemplating her at this tough period. Devon, in any case, is receiving an unbelievable measure of misuse. What is your opinion regarding the camaraderie of Jen and Rachel? What do you think about Devon leaving Jen? Remark down beneath with your viewpoints.